Hello there, and thank you for tuning into today's webinar, Insight to Impact, Navigating the New Era of Embedded Analytics. My name is Arpan Sharma. I'm a principal sales engineer with MicroStrategy based in Austin, Texas.
And I'm Kaylin Cowell, a senior sales engineer with MicroStrategy based in Toronto, Canada. So, what can you expect to learn today? We have about a 25-minute presentation for you with about 10 minutes of Q&A at the end. First, we're going to cover the basics. What is MicroStrategy? You will learn a little bit about MicroStrategy as a company, along with how we're positioned to be the ideal embedded partner for you. Next, we're going to get a little bit to the more exciting topics, embedding with MicroStrategy. And here you're going to learn about the different ways to embed with MicroStrategy, starting with the modern way to embed, which is embedding with AI. Then we're going to discuss embedding with HyperIntelligence, which is a product unique to MicroStrategy. And then the last topic in this section will be the remaining ways to embed with MicroStrategy. Then after this, we're going to wrap up the presentation with a summary and next steps. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to use the chat as we go along, and then we're going to take all questions at the end of the presentation. Also, if at any point during the presentation you see something that piques your interest and would like to schedule a follow-up demo on any of the functionality, please simply just type demo into the chat and we'll follow up with you after. Now, just one more thing before we get going. We're going to do a poll for you to tell us a little bit about yourselves. The poll is going to pop up on the screen momentarily. You should see it now. So just select whichever answer you see there seems the most accurate for you. What type of embedded analytics do you offer in your product today? We'll give it about 30 seconds to get the answers to the poll. Perfect. Now that you've told us a little bit about yourselves, I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Arpan to talk a little bit about MicroStrategy.
Thank you, Kaylin. So, for those who are not familiar with MicroStrategy, we've been in the BI space for quite some time now. We were founded back in 1989. I think Taylor Swift wrote an album about that. And we have thousands of customers all around the world, hundreds of embedded partners, all of who use MicroStrategy to power some of their most critical and lucrative applications. And these customers trust us because of our 30 years of experience, our proven track record, and because of the evolution of our product. And the product has evolved quite a bit over the last 30 years, going from bulk reporting to the release of our semantic layer, which eventually powered our self-service dashboards, our mobile applications, our database write-back capabilities, all of our SDKs, hyperintelligence, eventually culminating in what we have today, which is cloud native Gen AI applications that can be embedded in just about any web product out there. But before we get into the product itself, it's important for us to just quickly discuss why you'd embed in the first place. And we hear a lot of reasons from our customers. The primary reason being data monetization, and really the ability to take existing data that you already have and being able to create new revenue streams from that. Another reason we hear a lot is to increase adoption. And the best way to increase adoption is to simply make the access to data easier. And the best way to do that is by embedding analytics directly in your application. And finally, the third reason we hear from our customers is time to value. They don't want to be reinventing the wheel. They want to spend time and focus on the things that they do best on their business and take advantage of what the experts have already built. So then why embed with MicroStrategy? Well, there's a lot of reasons why our customers choose us, starting with the ease of integration. We make it really easy to embed. We have a ton of different options, starting from our embedded AI capabilities to hyperintelligence to all sorts of APIs and SDKs. And then there's also our object-oriented semantic layer. A couple slides ago, I talked about our evolution of the product. And the semantic layer has really been the brain of that evolution, and that you get a catalog of infinite objects that you can reuse as many times as you want. And then you have an open framework that lets you connect to and query hundreds of data sources. So think Relational databases, think cloud stores, think big data stores, even ERP and CRM systems. And with that open framework, you also get an open architecture. So that means you can run in any cloud that you want in a multi tenant SaaS architecture, or you can run in a private cloud isolated type of deployment or some sort of hybrid combination in between. And it's not just consumable analytics that you can embed, but full fledged business transactional workflows that can write back to other systems using something like Python or even SQL. And then finally, we have the security aspect. Security with MicroStrategy is table stakes. It's something that we really pride ourselves in. So, for example, with MicroStrategy, you can enforce cell level security for all of your users and all of your tenants. You can integrate with just about any SSO provider out there. And we have all of the standard industry certifications. So, think HIPAA, think GDPR, think ISO, think PCI. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But enough on security certifications. I'm going to now pass it back to Caitlin to talk about some of the more fun stuff with embedded AI.
Awesome. Thanks, Arpin. Yeah, so moving into our section around embedding with MicroStrategy, we're going to start here with the most exciting and the most powerful modern way to embed with MicroStrategy. And of course, with the number one buzzword of 2024, and that's by embedding with AI. So we know that AI is what everybody's talking about. And of course, MicroStrategy is at the forefront of the conversation as well. So before we talk about how we can embed with AI, let's first review what AI MicroStrategy has to offer. Released out of the box with the product as of June 2023, MicroStrategy has 5 key flavors of AI functionality that are powered by our custom AI bot, Auto. First, we have Auto SQL that enables you to use AI to write, understand, and optimize SQL queries for your data. Auto Dashboard enables you to use AI to create dashboards by suggesting analysis based on your data and creating relevant visualizations. Auto Answers enables you to use AI to ask questions of your data right within the dashboard interface, whether the data required is showing on the dashboard or not, and then instantly drill into the deeper analysis. Insights enables you to use AI and machine learning algorithms to see all of your personal, most important KPIs all in one place, and then automatically have MicroStrategy monitor these KPIs for trends and outliers to notify you if unusual activity occurs. And then last but certainly not least, Autobot marries a lot of this functionality together with a standalone AI bot based on your data so that users at every skill level can ask analytical questions using natural language from wherever they're working. Now, taking a little bit of a closer look at Autobot, this bot can empower your team of users by adding this type of AI-driven analytics into their daily workflows that would otherwise require a more in-depth self-service analytics component. You can enable your users to get to the answers they need by just typing in their question, rather than training them on your BI tool or relying on an analyst to create visualizations for the more depth insights that they need. And by doing this, you instantly expand the number of people who have access to data while eliminating those pesky ad hoc requests that burden your data experts. Now, since the bot is fueled by MicroStrategy's governed, trusted data, everyone can feel confident to ask any question they have and have accurate data returned, which is not always the case with other AI. And beyond this, the Autobot is easy to use and built with these simple users in mind. It offers an intuitive interface, simple interactions with the guided prompts that show up on the screen, easy to analyze visualizations, and inherent security for all of your users that's managed centrally by your administrator. But the very best thing about Autobot is that it can live anywhere. You can use the Autobot as a standalone bot in your existing MicroStrategy library infrastructure and then ask questions of your data right within your business intelligence application. You can bring your bot anywhere with you on the go with your mobile device, and then every answer you need is in your back pocket. Or you can bring your bot into any application that you use. You can easily embed Autobot using an iframe into your dashboard to add that extra layer of insights to your dashboard itself. You can embed bots into an existing web application that you use today, like Salesforce, to extend the functionality of similar standard web applications and make them more useful for your users. Or you can even embed bots into your own custom web page or website to bring quick and easy analytics into your users' daily workflows where they're already comfortable working and spending their time. So let's take a look at embedding AI in a real life web application. You can embed your data powered Autobot into something like Salesforce, like you see here. Then your users are able to instantly chat with natural language right within the Salesforce interface and ask questions about the data, extending the basic functionality that Salesforce offers on its own and making your users that much smarter by arming them with this AI sidekick. And one of the most amazing things about this is that some of the data that you can enable your users to drill into might be Salesforce related data, but some might not, and it doesn't have to be. Your Autobot can serve up data from anywhere, so any of the 200 plus data connector options in MicroStrategy, and you can even include blended data from multiple sources showing in your bot all in one place. So imagine here finance, HR, and product data all blended together in the Autobot in your Salesforce interface. So your users can find any type of information that they need, whether it's Salesforce data or not. It might be something like which products from your product data source should be sold to a specific account that you see in Salesforce for the most upside. Or maybe they want to analyze something like which employee from the HR tool you have, or which support liaison from the support platform that you have should be assigned to a new customer for the most successful outcome. Or even maybe they have a question about a recent Bitcoin trend from your finance data, that how that's going to affect the business of one of your Bitcoin centric clients. Now your users can just type in their question into the interface that they're already working in, like Salesforce, like you're seeing here, and find these detailed, in-depth AI-powered insights without even changing their screen. Now, embedding with AI is the most exciting modern way to embed with MicroStrategy, but now I'm going to turn it back to Arpin to talk about the quickest modern way to embed with MicroStrategy.
Thank you, Kaylin. So, embedding with hyperintelligence. First, let's talk about what exactly hyperintelligence is. So, hyper is the ability to infuse analytics into any web UI in the form of mouse over cards, exactly what you're seeing here on the screen right now. And Hyper requires zero code integration because all of this is facilitated with a browser plugin, a Chrome extension. Now, with that being said, for the coders out there, because we do have a pretty strong developer community, there is a JavaScript SDK available that you can use in place of the plugin. But the thing that makes Hyper the most unique is the fact that it has zero context switching. So you don't have to go to another page or another tab or go to another portal to get your analytics. Instead, you have keywords that get underlined in your own application, exactly what you're seeing on the screen right now. And all you have to do is hover over that underlined keyword, and you're presented with a KPI card that has all of the relevant details you're looking for. And it's really easy to build and deploy. There's a GUI editor that lets you design the cards and have all the exact precise placement that you want from a look and feel perspective. And with a few mouse clicks, you can deploy to as many users as you want or don't want because it can be completely securitized. Okay, so a little bit more about these cards. So these cards can be comprised of as many data sources as you want. So maybe I have a card that's pulling from Snowflake, from Salesforce, and an Amazon S3 bucket, and is pulling everything together in a singular view displayed on my card. And not only that, but you can also configure action buttons on your card. These buttons can link out to any other system out there. So for example, I could have a button that updates a record in SAP, or I could have a button that fires off a Slack chat or a Teams chat or sends off an email. And all of this is available, can be deployed anywhere in your organization or in your product. So you could have Hyper living in your CRM tools, in your planning tools. You could have Hyper on top of your email. You could have Hyper in your internet browsing, have Hyper on your phone. You can even use Hyper Intelligence on top of other BI tools. And now I'm going to pass it back to Kaylin to talk about some of the other ways you can embed with MicroStrategy.
Thanks, Arpin. So to close out our embedding with MicroStrategy section, we're going to talk about beyond AI and hyperintelligence, the more traditional ways to embed with MicroStrategy. The MicroStrategy platform contains the most complete and comprehensive set of APIs in the BI industry. And for those of you on the call that aren't as technical, bear with me. This is the only somewhat technical slide that we have for you today. MicroStrategy offers several thousand API methods and properties that span the full spectrum of BI functionality, allowing developers to take advantage of these various embedding options to extend and integrate their analytics into every part of their business and their other enterprise applications. You can feed trusted MicroStrategy data into your custom web applications with the REST API. You can do the opposite and import interesting public or live data, think here weather or stock data, back into MicroStrategy with the Data Push API. You can create new data connectors for any data source that you would like to use with the Data Connector SDK. Or you can rebrand your MicroStrategy web interface or your MicroStrategy mobile applications for a seamless branded experience for your users with the Web and Mobile SDK. You can create new visualizations for any custom requirements your users might have with the Visualization SDK. Embed full MicroStrategy dashboards and content into web applications with the Embedding API. And even manage your cloud deployments through the Cloud API. And finally, as an added bonus for the modern platform and modern coders, you can work through Python if you choose. You can use the native Mysterio package to connect to your MicroStrategy environment, and then you can create, edit, and run your Python scripts directly from MicroStrategy Workstation. But today, we're going to focus on the most robust and popular of these embedding options and how some of our customers are modernly embedding with them, focusing on the REST API and the Embedding API. So starting with the Embedding API, it is one of our most powerful APIs from MicroStrategy as it allows you to quickly integrate any of your MicroStrategy content into any web application. So think about your MicroStrategy implementation right now. Your dashboards, you have visualizations, maybe some pixel perfect reports. You might have some transactional reports, hyperintelligence cards, maybe even some AI bots. And now think about extending these outside of MicroStrategy into any web application that you or the customers that you serve use today. Think about including something like a map on your web page, like you see there on the screen. Seamlessly integrating an interactive map where users can drill into details, zoom in on the map, and use tooltips right within your web page. Maybe you even have valuable data that can be monetized for a target group of users, like this longtime MicroStrategy customer, Kai that you see there on the screen. Kai embeds fully branded and white labeled pixel perfect visual reports into their public facing website that displays health information data for Canadian hospitals that paying customers can then log in and review. Once logged in, the users can then easily switch between pages and views, apply filters for the exact view that they need, and even export the raw data. Or maybe you can leverage another key core part of your MicroStrategy implementation with transactions and embed your transaction-enabled reports or grids into applications so you can instantly write back to your data, whether you're in the office or maybe on the go. We have many customers here using this functionality for things like enabling store managers to review store displays or to review inventory in the store on their iPad and instantly give feedback. Or you can think of field managers out in the field updating client forms or orders in their clients' offices, which are instantly updated, and then corporate has accurate live data to work with effectively. Now, if you would like to embed just the data instead, you can alternatively choose to use the MicroStrategy REST API to extract or import subsets of your data directly to or from MicroStrategy to use in your applications. Now, this is one of the most valuable capabilities of MicroStrategy, the ability to extend your MicroStrategy platform and all of the governed, trusted data that it encompasses to your custom data-driven client applications quickly and easily. The video that's playing here is a promotional video that highlights a real-life example of one of our customers, the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, who embeds MicroStrategy in this way in their public-facing banking app. Like you can see, they have a very customized, very specific application that includes some data and some contextual elements for business owners that allows their customers of different levels to check their cash flow trends, optimize their performance, and analyze their own customers to optimize revenue. You will have noticed throughout the video as well that there were data points highlighted, sometimes in different colors, red and green, and all of the data you saw there is coming directly from MicroStrategy and feeding this application. Then in this way, all of the Commonwealth Bank's customers have access to secure, governed, and accurate data right within the interface that is their single point of contact for the bank. And the best part is you would never even know that it was MicroStrategy. So I know we had a ton of information for you today, so I'm going to turn it back over to Arpin one last time to summarize what we've discussed and outline some next steps.
Thank you, Kaylin. So to summarize, today we talked about the different ways that you can embed with MicroStrategy, starting with our embedded AI capabilities. And what embedded AI really brings you is the empowerment of everyone with simple chatbots that can be deployed anywhere, helping you eliminate the chaos of your data. Another form of embedding that we also talked about was hyperintelligence. And this is really unique because it requires zero code integration, has the zero context switching capabilities, and you can build and deploy as many cards as you want in minutes and scale that out to as many users as you want as well. And then, of course, we also have the traditional approach where you take the interactive dashboards and reports that you're already used to and you embed them into some other application. And you can still have things like the a dynamic interaction between your embedded content and the parent application. And you can also have a very seamless white labeled user experience as well. And when you partner with MicroStrategy, you know you are getting someone who is focused on the customer. You're getting someone who can deliver the fantastic user experience that you're looking for that also comes with the best performance. You also know that you're getting someone who can deliver the lowest TCO. And this comes with things like the reusability nature of the semantic layer, as well as all of the APIs out there that let you automate to your heart's content. And then finally, you know that you're getting an innovative partner, someone that understands the embedded market, someone that's been around for 30 years, and someone that's 100% focused on analytics. Thank you.